What's up? Okay, today I'm going to give you a quick tip. It's going to be quick, I promise. I know my videos are usually not quick, but I'm going to give you a quick tip on how to make a bike with drop bars more comfortable. Now, we're looking at this bike. This is my dad's, one of my dad's Diverges. So if you look at the bars, you will notice that the shifters are very straight lines from the bars. That's how I used to pretty much set up all drop bar bikes, because I was like, you know, that looks pretty, it looks good. That's how I'd always seen them done. I then seen a video on this a little while ago and I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense, because a little while ago, crashed my Genesis. Well, I say crashed. I dropped it, I had a bunch of cargo on it, and as you'll notice, the shifter kind of kinks in a bit. Now, I've not adjusted these because I'm lazy, and you know, when you fucking spend all day fixing bikes, the last thing you is come home and fix your fucking bikes. But anyway, I got to adjust that. I'm actually going to leave it as it is because it's really comfortable in that position. So now I'm going to show you basically the tip off the back of that. So, this is one of my pride and joys, my Bianchi. Now you will notice that the bars are way kicked in. Now what this does, if I can I put that there? So we still got some light? I can. Hell yes. Right, so when my hand sits here, obviously my hand sits quite cocked in. If I sit on this bike, it's a little bit less cocked in. If I was to sit on that bike I just showed you up on the ceiling, it'd be very straight. Now, if it's very straight, your shoulders kind of almost externally rotate a bit. And when you're like constantly getting vibration shit through there, it's more difficult. If your hand's a little bit more turned in, you can bend the elbow a little bit more. It's a little bit more of a natural, neutral position. Ironically, even though it's not a neutral position when you're a little bit kinked in, if you just bring the handlebars in, it makes it a little bit more comfortable. You kind of just have to experiment to see how far in or out works for you. The other thing you can play with is the angle. So obviously these are quite flat. Some people bring them up a little bit. If you bring it up and in a little bit, I'm getting into other tips, but if you bring it up a little bit and in, that can be more comfortable. If you have a stem that kind of rises slightly, that can make things a little bit more comfortable. But generally speaking, if these things are okay, you can adjust this in the way a little bit to make it a bit more comfortable. Now, if you have this kind of generation of shifters where the cable comes out of the shifter like this, then you'll notice a little bit gap in here. This is how you actually do the adjustment. So you got to peel back the hood. And then what you'll find is in there, you'll need a 5mm Allen key. Pretty sure 5mm on SRAM and Shimano. It's definitely 5 on Shimano. On newer generation shifters, you will find it is the other way. But basically, you just got to peel back. This is the hood. Peel back the hood here, peel back the hood here. Eventually, you will find the bolt that secures it. Loosen it off. If you've got a fancy road bike, it's carbon fiber handlebars. Be very careful at the torque wrench, because if you over tighten it, then you've just cost yourself quite a bit of money. If you've got alloy steel bars, you can tighten that down pretty hard and it'll be fine. You don't generally need these super tight, but 5 Newton meters is about the recommended. 4 of them. There you go. 3 minutes. Probably the quickest video I've made. Ciao.